Barron Trump defeats liberal student in college debate. The prestigious college debate forum was a melting pot of ideas. Bright young people from all over the country gathered there to confront arguments and challenge worldviews. The auditorium buzzed with heated discussions, and each participant eagerly awaited the open debate. But no one was prepared for what would happen when Olivia Reynolds took the stage. The buzz died down as soon as her name was announced. Known for her fierce approach and controversial ideas, Olivia was a natural orator. Some admired her courage, others feared her for her verbal aggression. But one thing was certain: she never left anyone indifferent. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to the channel and leave your comment on where you are watching. Will you agree with what is to come? With a confident smile and her fearless posture, Olivia adjusted the microphone and began her speech. Fellow students, we need to face a problem evident: the suffocating dominance of older generations over our future. The audience murmured, some applauding, others restless. Olivia continued, "While we face modern challenges, people over 50 still dictate our destiny. They cling to their outdated traditions, their antiquated faith, their blind patriotism, and their rigid family structures." Olivia's tone was intense, her voice carrying undeniable passion. Her fiery speech struck a chord with supporters and critics alike. Some young people in the audience nodded, murmuring words of agreement, while others crossed their arms in indignation. She continued, now raising her voice. "We can no longer allow crucial decisions to be made by those who will no longer feel the impact of them. These are our lives, our future. The past generation failed us." The tension in the auditorium was growing. Olivia knew she was touching a raw nerve. But that was what she wanted: to provoke, to challenge, to ignite the flame of debate. The audience's response would follow. But no one could have predicted the impact that speech would have. Almost immediately after Olivia's words echoed through the auditorium, a new name was announced on stage: Barron Trump. The heir to one of the most famous surnames in the world stood up calmly, his face impassive in the face of the tension that dominated the room. He adjusted his jacket and walked up the steps, giving Olivia an appraising look before turning to the audience. "Interesting," he began, his voice steady and measured. "Interesting how someone can be so critical of the past while enjoying the opportunities it provided." A few heads turned in surprise. Olivia raised an eyebrow, realizing that she was not facing just any opponent. Barron was not known for passionate speeches, but for his sharp rhetoric and relentless logic. "You talk about the stifling dominance of previous generations, but I ask, who built the universities where we studied? Who built the companies that employ millions? Who fought the wars that guaranteed our freedom of speech, the same freedom you now use to attack them?" Silence fell over the auditorium. Some young people who had previously nodded in support of Olivia now seemed to ponder Barron's words. Others wore defiant expressions, eager to see how Olivia would respond. "Of course the world needs to evolve," he continued. "But it is not by spitting on the past that we guarantee a better future. Respect and innovation can coexist." The tension was at its peak. Olivia leaned forward slightly, her eyes shining with a mixture of fury and enthusiasm. The verbal duel was just beginning. The atmosphere in the auditorium became even more charged. Olivia took a deep breath and stepped forward on the stage, leaning over the lectern with a defiant look. "Barron, no one here denies the contributions of the past. But I ask you, aren't these same generations that built universities and companies the same ones that ignore the climate crisis, perpetuate inequalities, and refuse to give up power?" The audience reacted with a mix of applause and boos. Olivia knew she needed to attack Barron's weak point: his ties to a traditional and conservative elite. "You talk about respect and innovation coexisting, but how can we innovate if those in power don't let us move forward? How can we change the world if we are still forced to follow rules created decades ago by those who don't live our reality?" Barron smiled sideways, crossing his arms. He waited for the applause to die down before answering, keeping his calm and impeccable posture. "Olivia, the problem isn't the age of the people in power. The problem is the lack of preparation of those who want to take control without responsibility." A part of the audience exploded in approval. Barron realized that he had captured the attention of many who disagreed with Olivia's radical tone. "If we want a better future, we need to achieve it with competence, not just with angry speeches. The real world is not a game of who shouts the loudest. It is a game of who knows how to lead." Olivia clenched her fists. The battle was at its height, and the audience cheered with each argument. The debate between tradition and change had never been so heated. Now it remained to be seen who would deliver the final blow. The audience was ecstatic. The showdown between Olivia Reynolds and Barron Trump had become more than just an academic debate. It was a battle of ideology. The tension between tradition and progress, experience and youth, stability and change hung in the air like electricity before a storm. Olivia looked around, absorbing the energy of the crowd. Her heart was pounding, but her expression remained firm. She knew this was the moment to deliver the final blow. Barron, you talk about preparedness and responsibility, but who sets those rules? Who decides who is ready and who is not? The same generations who refuse to make room for new voices. The audience erupted in applause. Olivia knew she had reached a tipping point. Barron, however, did not back down. He waited for the commotion to subside and then responded with measured calm. If the only solution you propose is to remove the elders from power, then you are not fighting for a better future. You are simply promoting an inversion of domination. We do not need a generational war. We need collaboration. The impact of her words was immediate. Some students who had previously been thrilled by Olivia's direct attacks now seemed hesitant. The idea of collaboration rather than confrontation was an unexpected and powerful approach. The debate moderator interrupted before anyone could respond again. Unfortunately, time is up. Thank you, Olivia Reynolds and Barron Trump, for this fierce and thought-provoking debate. The audience erupted in applause. There was no official winner, but one thing was clear. This debate would echo for a long time in the halls of the university and on social media. As they walked off the stage, Olivia and Barron exchanged a look. It wasn't hatred or resentment. It was respect. They both knew they had just made history. As they left, the murmurs continued. Some people were divided on who really won, but no one could deny that they had both presented powerful, thought-provoking views. The debate had not been just an exchange of words, but a true testament to the political and social future that was taking shape. Olivia and Barron, with all their differences, had shown that the path ahead would not be simple, but would certainly be defined by ideas and confrontations like that one. For me, the most fascinating thing about this debate was not just the words exchanged but the ideas at stake. The dynamic between renewal and tradition is fundamental in any society. Perhaps it is not a question of winning or losing, but of understanding how these forces complement each other and can be united for a more balanced future. Respect and the ability to listen even when opinions are opposite are the greatest lessons learned from this confrontation. And if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more analyses like this. Turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Also leave your comment on which side you think really had the best point of view.